Welcome back to Wake Up Radio with Ryan Rain Fuzz. Live in the studio this morning is Jonathan Mead, professional blogger. He quit his day job at a healthcare company to live his dream and make money, inspiring other people to follow their dreams. Jonathan, we're talking a little bit about your future, what's coming up with illuminatedmind.net. What you got in the can?
So the biggest direction that I'm heading in right now is helping people with group coaching and with private coaching on helping people, take their passion and take their ideas and turn it into a sustainable business and a way that they can support themselves from what makes them come alive, and actually have that be, what puts food on the table.
And you're giving them step-by-step tips and tricks that you've learned through your experiences?
It's things that I've learned through my own experiences and things that I've learned with coaching other people along the way and helping people other people along the path and seeing what works and what doesn't work and what gets the greatest results. So I'm doing that in a couple of ways right now. One is one-on-one coaching, private coaching, and then I have a group coaching program that's called Paid to Exist, and that's going to be relaunching soon.
And are these coaching sessions conducted remotely and in live and in person, or how does that work?
99% of my clients are on the phone, and a good portion of them are international, or so I do it on Skype or by the phone, whatever is most convenient. Yeah.
Great.
I love that. I wanted to point out in the chat room, one of our faithful listeners and watchers, Brian Shelton, was talking about the word effort. I need to start using that, because when you're doing something that you really love, it's not work, it's just effort. You're putting more effort into the thing that you love. And so I wanted to point that out. It's a good vocabulary word.
And what
for
a difference between a job and work. I mean, work can be meaningful. Can a job be meaningful if it's just a job? I don't know. I almost want to say no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it really comes down to you deciding how you're going to define things on your own terms. And if you do that consciously, then it doesn't matter how other people define things, but you have to actually make that switch and that transition. And it can be useful for a certain amount of time to find a different word, because there's so much resistance and not very good feeling things attached to another word. So if choosing a different word helps you, then by all means, do it.
All right, Jonathan, what tips would you give other budding entrepreneurs who want to do what you've done? I mean, quitting your day job to go full-time in your passion has got to be a scary thing.
Yeah, I would say, the biggest thing that you can do is decide that, that every time you fall down, you're going to get back up.
Good.
And every time you fail, you're going to see it as an opportunity to grow, as an opportunity to learn.
We've never failed, and we've never had any problems with our passion.
Me neither. I mean, come on. It's,
Not me.
Even the biggest guys, I mean, the story of Henry Ford trying to make the V8 engine.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It took them years and years, and they just kept going.
Well, we talk a lot about on the show about how it's the journey. I mean, it's great to have that goal, but it's the journey of getting to that goal that becomes your Letterman story, your story that you tell people and makes your story unique. So
yeah, absolutely. And something else I like to tell people is, instead of trying to find the perfect goal, try to cultivate the perfect path. There's a Sufi quote that says, the object is not to quench your thirst, but to develop the perfect thirst, so you never stop drinking.
Oh, I like that. Who was that quote by?
It's a Sufi teaching.
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly who it is, but basically, it's this idea that you want to be cultivating a better present rather than reaching a goal and sacrificing right now and then figuring out when you get it, it wasn't as meaningful as you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that.
Any other tips, Jonathan, for entrepreneurs? What's the one thing that they can do today instead of waiting for some money to come in or for some other piece of the puzzle to start happening? What can people do right now?
So two things. I would say set a date. That you're going to make that transition.
Isn't that dangerous? What if you don't make it?
Well, if you don't make it, then at least you made some progress to actually get to that point.
You'll feel disappointed. You'll feel let down.
Then keep going.
But yeah, I think that's the mentality, because for so long I didn't do that as well. I was like, because we don't want to be disappointed. We don't want to get that rejection. But it's like you said, that's part of that's part of cultivating that. And so when you get to that date, surely you've learned something along the way. Surely
Absolutely.
you have gotten a little bit farther, so you just change the date. That's the easy part.
And the date allows your mind to switch to thinking, I might try to do this, to what do I need to do in order to make this happen by this date?
Yeah.
Because
You
you've
know
got
what I
the
mean?
pressure of a deadline upon you.
Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing I would say. And then the second thing, don't worry too much about like a really complicated business plan or strategy. Make your plan doing things. If you could just make your plan taking action all the time and implementing everything that you learn, you're going to get much further along than trying to come up with a 12-page plan that you create and then you never look at again.
Right.
Well, I know my dear friend Mr. Fuzz Edwards over here. I mean, we always talk about paralysis by analysis, and
Right.
like, it's a lot of people
Yeah,
not doing anything.
I've been planning for years.
Right.
I've been planning to be famous and to do what I want to do and make money and everything else. Been planning for years. Has it happened yet? No, because I'm still making notes.
Right.
Or maybe not even making notes. I mean,
Yeah, exactly. So inspired action. You're right. Sometimes you just got to jump in the water.
Yep.
Sometimes you just got.
You have to test your assumptions. You have to test and see what actually works in reality. Otherwise, you don't have any feedback for changing things.
Absolutely, exactly. But it took me so long to realize that, because feedback was what I heard as rejection, or what
Because
I
you
heard
didn't
as
do it perfectly.
Yeah, or what I heard as that's someone's disappointed in what I turned in or what I just did or whatever. So. It was hard for me to shift gears and think, no, feedback's a good thing. It's food for the soul.
Right.
Well, Jonathan, it's really been a pleasure having you in the studio. Thank you so much for coming out and joining
Thank you,
us.
Ryan. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Fuzz.
Thank you, John.
And
been awesome.
of course, we wish you the best of luck with illuminatedmind.net. Check it out, everybody. And we'll be back in just a moment with a wrap-up of Jonathan's story with me and Fuzz. Stay with us.